A tremendous hello there, ladies and gents. We're going to get started here in just a moment. If it sounds like I'm moving around, that's because I actually am. Let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully the audio is all good. I am using the NATO's Nightmare soundtrack. It's really fantastic. I particularly love this track. This is a sport guitar track. I think it's copyright free, but it is a banger. Let me restart that. It's an absolute banger. It really puts me in the mood for some Cold War gaming. But yeah. Do check out NATO's Nightmare as well for an absolutely fantastic soundtrack and a game that comes alongside too. So we're going to go ahead and play once more. I think I'm going to go for a scenario. I do have the extra large over here. That was a little bit ambitious. We do have large ones, of course. We do have medium. We may scratch the itch by moving to medium. How you doing there, Pino? Hello there, mate. Good to have you, my man. Hopefully I sound alright. I can adjust the microphone if I need to, which I have just done that. Let's take a look then. So we have a final push, an autobahn too far, cross-checking, overture, panzers forward, regulars forward, the great escape, or escape. I think that's from Finding Nemo. Alright, let's see. So we have an autobahn too far. A final push. Which one looks rather interesting? As we do have the US versus the Soviets, we have here West German versus Soviets, Canadian, German, Canadian, or Germany, Canadian versus Soviet forces here. That could be rather interesting, actually. West German versus Czechoslovakian. Let's see. It'd be interesting if they added VVS scenarios in the future. Something of that nature would be quite cool. Let's take a look then. So we do have an autobahn too far. Soviet forces have largely broken through with forward defences. This forced on the defenders a decision to either fall back or to remain in place and face annihilation. An organised retreat was conducted in most areas, but the old war principles of continuous fronts were nowhere to be seen. War was mostly a hive activity, as highly mobile groups evaded airstrikes, as attackers tried to avoid kill zones, and the defenders endeavoured to set them at every opportunity. One of the many surprising elements of the war so far was that the pack forces were expected to act rather monolithically, like a methodical steamroller. In reality, even the first echelon forces showed a much higher than expected degree of flexibility and mobility. The second echelon forces were even more adroit on this, arriving to the front in highly mobile groups, and they took deep exploitation to halt and advance in some cases carelessly forward. Less proficient commanders ended up with their groups demolished by air or land strikes, but competent commanders would pose real issues to the NATO defence forces. Their reluctance to become engaged, along with their preference for bypassing strong points they combined with an avoidance of large urban centres, were causing a veritable tension in NATO's HQ. Okay. One such formation was the 15th Guards Armour Division. Their advance group had been a relentless strike force in conjunction with the advance group on their left flank. The 40th Mechanized Division, the two groups had veritable red arrows pointed at Stuttgart. Okay, obviously that's not going to be quite ideal there. Warfare being largely about how much knowledge you had of what your opponent was doing. This advance had not gone unnoticed. Quick NATO reaction forces were put on their way and were either brushed aside or circumvented. A combination of skill and luck was making their advance notoriously difficult to stop. With alarm raising at the 30th Panzergrenadier Brigade headquarters in Erlangen under direct threat, the 30th Panzergrenadier Brigade assumed defensive positions. Their armoured element had long been blunted in an attempt to stop in the spearhead of the 50th Guards Armoured Division. War's left was placed in front of it, hoping to slow the Soviets down until the Panzer Battalion 284 arrived from the south. It was hoped that this would be able to stop the Soviet forces before they cut the vital north-south Autobahn 7 advantage to Ireland. I know I'm really buggering the pronunciation, but you're going to have to just deal with it on that account. So let's see then. So 6-hour scenario. 98 units combined between the Cold War 80s West German versus Cold War 80s Soviet Union. Let's take a look then, shall we? Ooh, who do we want to play as? I'm not too sure how I want to play as, actually. I do enjoy playing the Soviets because I do feel it's quite the challenge actually advancing, but it is just as much of a challenge sometimes holding off these Soviet offensives. So I think what we'll do then is we played NATO last time. No, so we played Warsaw Pact last time, so in fact I'll go with NATO. I'm going to go with computer opponents over here. We're going to go for a random plan selection and see how that works out. We'll go with Grognard in terms of difficulty, and we'll go from there. Alright. And we have 6 hours to accomplish the mission described in our scenario briefing. Our forces are comprised of 13 groups of of units, extensive descriptions of which are found in Operations PNL and Fire Support Staff reports. Okay. So we have 22 Recce, 41 Tank, 47 APC, 45 Infantry, 12 Self-Propelled, SB-80, interesting, so we have like ATGM launchers here. 30 HQ, 14 AD, I'm not actually too sure about AD, I forgot about that one. SBRT, 51 Utilities, okay. So we have a fairly decent chunk of men over here, but actually to work with. How you doing, Alan? Good to have you, my man. Let's take a look then, actually, shall we? I'll just minimize this for now. So in terms of the lay of the battlefield here is relatively narrow. But then again, we do have quite a few forces here, so it doesn't feel like it's quite large. But in fact, we do have a decent amount of change here to work with. So let's take a look then. Yeah, we're dealing with a fairly hefty amount of men. This is a Panzer Grenadier Brigade, I should say, so fairly hefty at this point in time. So let's take a look then. We have our line of sight, we have our pass, we have Rangers, we have start operating. Yeah, excellent. Okay, and then special over here. Right. Let's take a look. So I'm just going to feel for the map here. I'm talking sometimes when I'm thinking about what I'm saying, which is normal. But let's take a look then. So we do have our objectives over here to defend. We are defending a relatively narrow front, on a narrow front here. I do have some interesting points of elevation. Let's go ahead and take a look then, shall we? Terrain overlay, elevation values. So we have 7s up over here. So this area really is something of a valley. Fairly low lying. Yeah, fairly low line indeed there, really. I do have roads going up into the hills over here, but not really a road going directly up this way. It looks like we have, whether this may in fact be the Autobahn itself, I'm going to assume this is in fact the Autobahn. As you can see, the Autobahn does go through the area, and technically I could get up over here. I think this bridge counts, or sort of this tunnel would count for us to move through, but I'm not so sure. Yeah, this would be the Autobahn here. So this area is really quite commanding, but I don't think I'm really going to be able to get much use out of it. I do have cover over here. We do have... it's not really much in the way of elevation, is it? Oh, I do have quite the deployment zone, so that's quite good. I can at least make use of a good amount of this area here, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, there's a good amount of... yeah, okay, so I can actually deploy fairly far forward. And I actually can deploy over here, so this is absolutely brilliant. Okay, great! Really great, in fact. So this is tremendously good, in fact. Because that means I can actually take advantage of the elevation over here. Really lovely, in fact. Where's our HQ location here? Ah, there we are. Alright. So, what I want to go ahead and get a feel for then is where our positions are in terms of cover. So let me just select over here. So we can see that we do have cover in the town. We have a lot of very good cover around here. Relatively good cover around this area. The forest is very well covered. These areas are pretty good. I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to take this area. Maybe I could. It would be quite ideal to take that. At least it would be very useful for setting up ambushes, but we'll see here. And the temperature is 12 degrees. The wind doesn't appear to be very high. Illumination is okay. And it's 0500 hours, okay. Right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the conditions, then we'll take a look at our cover and etc. moving on there shortly thereafter. But I want to go ahead of a curve on this one, just get an idea of what we're going to expect. So, let's see, I need my staff. So we've got this scenario information over here, which we've read through. We've got our victory conditions over here. Alright. So we have our operations here. So we're dealing with Soviet second echelon forces. They're now believed to have arrived at the front and are continuing their westward advance. A Soviet armoured group is approaching our position. We will need resolute action to be stopped. And prevent the Soviets from crossing the A7. We have Panzer Battalion 284 attached to us over here. We do have fire support, which is going to be quite useful. Yeah, so we're going to essentially prevent the armor from moving along the highway here. And that's going to be easier said than done, but it'll be a lot of fun. Dawn is around 3-10 hours. Dusk, yeah. Obviously we'll not be staying here that long. Map overlay. I do love how it gives you these. These are really very, very handy. And I like that it shows you where your units are. Groups them as well, which is excellent. So we have our situation report then, so everybody's okay for now. Obviously that's going to come in handy later on. Engineering is not really available to us right now. In terms of air support then, let's take a look. We currently have weak Warsaw packed air control. Air supremacy, I should say. This is a game opening. Moving forward, obviously that will be unknown. Now, we don't have any air assets, so I'm going to assume that obviously this is going to be a Warsaw pack control. Emitters then. Okay. So we have 2 Gepards over here with air search. That'd be useful then. I do wonder if we have any electronic warfare. They may come to the utility vehicles. Let's see. Alright, moving on then. Intelligence. So we have our fresh assessment here then. Reconnaissance operators report that a regimental-sized armoured forces advancing towards your position. It is expected that they will have artillery and attack helicopter support. That's going to be the difficult point where they attack helicopters. So we need to make the best possible use of cover that we can. It looks like as if he'll be approaching from this direction over here then. Okay. Enemy situation report. So we can expect there overcast conditions, heavy rain. The cloud ceiling is quite low, which is not particularly ideal for us. It will lift a little bit. The rain will lift, but it will be raining for out here, actually, it seems. We're looking in general at reduced effectiveness and reduced efficiency of just systems, really, and identification. Alright. But we can work with that. We are defending, not so much attacking, so I can work with that. So in terms of what we have then, if I go to cover, also concealment would be an excellent thing to bear in mind too. You can obviously guess where concealment is going to be very good. Obviously you can hide very well in here. In the forest you can hide relatively well. Right, okay. So in terms of cover then. And the problem is I would like to have areas where I can actually fall back. Not having that's not exactly ideal, really. Right. I think really what we're going to have to do is kind of look at where we can actually retreat from. This position is not bad, but then it gets right on the highway itself. But it would be nice to have this overwatch. It did seem to give the indication that the enemy is going to be coming from this sort of direction here. So I'm going to have to figure that one out. We'll have to work with this. Right, Ben. So what we'll do then is have our men deployed over here. So I'm going to have a good look at what we have available then. And so, sorry about that, I just had a phone call, so I was a little distracted there for a second. So we do have our Panzer Grenadiers then. Panzer Grenadiers should do pretty damn well in this kind of environment. It's just going to come down to really whether they can actually survive being hit. I think I prefer positions where I have a little bit of depth, like maybe having a unit over here, at least then it could potentially fall back, but it's going to come down to the line of sight too. So if I go ahead and click on line of sight, we can see their line of sight. If I shift click, I believe, over here, I can get an indication of what my line of sight is going to be like, and I'm not sure it's going to be really all that ideal, actually. I was thinking that the hills would be really quite pivotal, but I don't think we're going to be seeing all that much there. I have to defend these positions here, so it could be position our forces over here to cover the bridges. But even then, that's not particularly incredible. Yeah, that's not ideal. What do I have in terms of, like, reconnaissance? Hang on a second, so I'm just looking at the Panzer Grenadiers. What do I have over here then? Why is their identification better? So we're looking at Marder 1A2s. What are we looking at down here then? Oh, we're looking at the M113. Okay, M113s. Right, so these guys don't really have particularly advanced systems, do they? So we have the Marders over here then. Okay. Well, that's not bad then. The fact is that these M113s, they're meant to be holding ground. They're not exactly our cutting edge, are they? So what I may want to go ahead and do then is take a look at deploying in the town. The problem is we are going to be hit by artillery. So let's see then. Right, let's see then. So in terms of concealment, we have relatively good concealment over here, relatively good over here as well. So I think what we're going to have to do here then is use a forest, but I'm really going to be using this town over here for the most part. But I do feel that this is where the M113s are going to be deployed. I don't know. It seems like it could be. I do also have to defend over here. We have the roads blown over here. I think we'll deploy in this kind of area, but I'm not too particularly keen on it. I feel like we are going to lose the leading company over here, actually. And that's pretty hard as a sell. What do we actually have in here then? So we have, let's take a look at subunit inspector. So I do have ATGMs. We do have Balans over here, okay. They can put out a relatively good fight, but the issue is it's just they can't sustain it. I'm not sure if I commit them to the town, am I committing them to am I consigning them to their deaths, but I think I probably will be. But let's see. I also do need to worry about this down to the south. I guess there's a relatively small chance that they move along this way, but it's not exactly impossible. I may have a unit deployed over this way. Or even here, it'd actually be a pretty good spot. They could actually move back into the concealment over here. At least then they're able to put themselves in a relatively good spot. But I want to be in a position where I'm not, I don't know, it's going to be tough. I'm going to have these guys really hide within the town because I just don't trust that they're going to survive long enough to really be effective and remain effective. But I don't know how deep into the town I want to go. If I go here, I have relatively good cover from all around, but I may in fact be overwhelmed. If I stack them up too much, I'm going to be hit by artillery. Let's just take a look at the actual cover. 70% cover here. 72 here. And what am I looking at in terms of line of sight here? In terms of range then, you can see that we have spottable, we have spotting. Their maximum effective range, obviously that would be with the ATGMs there. So like this would be a pretty fantastic position if they could actually see the enemy. But I don't think they actually can. Yeah, their line of sight's not particularly spectacular here. But it does cover the bridge, which is a pretty important thing. So it may be worthwhile to have one up over here. Then at least we have maybe two in here just to hold on. I could even have these positions here. And at least that does somewhat control the area to a degree. I could have a platoon over here, but I feel like a platoon over here would be kind of on its own. But I need to defend this area. So I think we'll go with some relatively forward deployments and just try and eke out what resistance we can manage. I mean, maybe something like that, but again, they are going to be spotted relatively quickly. I'd like them to be able to mutually support each other as well. But that is, again, a pretty tall order. I could stack them, but again, if I stack them, I'm going to be taking that. So I think something like this, where they can at least both fire upon this position here. They're not going to see the enemy coming down this way, but that may be to their advantage. The fact is, like, maybe they're not going to be spotted by the enemy. It's a tough one there, really, isn't it? Yeah, it's a pretty tough one. I'll go with something like that. So range to headquarters is 9 out of 10. Range over here is obviously above what we'd like there. So my headquarters then, let's see, flash headquarters. Yep, it's over here. Let's take a look. Where do we actually want to have it positioned here? Maybe of the town? Right, they should be within range. Yeah, they're all within range, which is good. I can work with that. So I do also have my air defense over here. The air defenses maybe could be well positioned over here, but it is a pretty difficult situation then. But they I don't know, they maybe have good range. I'd like them up over here in the hills where they could actually hide. But I don't think they'd ever be able to pull back from there. That's the only problem. So looking at Stinger missiles, it may be that I have them at the back of the town. I guess we'll just go with something like this, maybe. Or even I go with something like that and have a forward defense. It's not particularly ideal, but I'm not too sure how much else I can do about it. Right, they're within command range, so I can go with that. We do have our command here. Let's take a look at your command. Your command's over here. Right. What am I working with here, then? So we have our SPGs. Okay. We do have more of our Panzer Grenadiers here. How you doing there, my man? How's the fight going? We're not started yet, but we will be relatively soon. It just takes me a little bit of time just to get things set up and ready, really. I'll take a look and see how I want to redeploy these men over here. I do have a company of Panzer Grenadiers down to the south. We are looking at Marders over here, which are significantly more effective vehicles. I've got some cover over here, I've got some cover here. Let's see. I don't have any armor, I just have Panzer Grenadiers right now. I'd love to have a reserve, but that's a little bit easier said than done. I also do have some Jaguars over here, which are actually pretty fantastic. Do we have Jag? Oh, I was going to say, I thought these were like Jag Panzers. No. We do have our Gepards over here. Alright. Where do I have the best cover? These positions over here would be quite nice. If I could maybe take up a position here, that may offer me something. So if I take a look at line of sight here, yeah, that's like a fairly strong position there. That'd be a pretty useful position to have. But I don't know. These numbers are not particularly ideal. There's not really much in the way of cover out here. 53% there. I think what I want to do then is probably hold over this side. I could always try to move to the actual town over here, but I really... It's a very big risk to do that. It's a very exposed position. I don't think I'd gain all that much. But I think around this kind of area probably would work. I do have at least some cover out here, but it's not particularly ideal. So let's take a look then, for example. Like if I was positioned over here, I can cover at least this objective. It does at least cover the rear over here. But I don't really like the idea of spreading out my firepower too much. It's never as great as you'd assume. I also do have Panzer Grenadiers cover the north too. This one's a bit of a tall order. Right. Let's just take a look at what we have in the north. So let me just flash HQ. I'm going to assume, yep, that one. I'll sell these guys out shortly enough. I just want to take a look at what we have in the north to play with. So we have more Panzer Grenadiers over here then. Okay. The question is, are they going to come down this way? So that's a relatively commanding position there. That at least covers this area here. The thing is, I could even potentially forward deploy and attempt to push this way and maybe take command of that high, but I do not think for a minute that's going to happen. This may be a company of Panzer Grenadiers, but they're just a company. I may stack them there, but I don't know if that's going to work. What am I trying to defend here? What am I trying to do? If I cover everything, I'm not really covering anything particularly well, am I? Like, that's a good position, but I just feel like it's going to be hit with artillery very, very quickly. But in fairness, it may be worthwhile doing just for the time being. The enemy may not arrive immediately, or insufficient. I don't know. They may just send a very strong initial wave and be able to take out that wave quickly, or at least sufficiently. May have its value. I just need to be prepared to move. Right, they're within range of their headquarters, which is a good thing there. Right. I don't know. It doesn't feel great. It just does not feel great. I feel like I maybe should cover this area a little bit more too. Right, I'm just going to go with what I had originally, because I think it probably did make the most sense, and at least I'm covering this area then to a degree. I may want to move them, though. Oh, this kind of moved, okay. I really don't know how much I can do about that. And what I have with my anti-tank capabilities. Now they could be relatively effective over this way, actually. It is possible that they could see the enemy. I think controlling this road here is going to be fairly important. Do I have any cover in this position? No. Saying that 48% is not really enough, is it? I think, well, to be honest, it is a pretty decent position in terms of what it can actually project in terms of power. I can't quite support my other force over here, but at least I can do something. We'll see. I feel like this is going to fall apart pretty quickly. But I'm trying to cover our positions here. Right, let's see. They do have some pretty bloody good range there. I don't know, I don't feel particularly confident about this, I must say. We'll just have to see how we get on with it, really. We do have at least air support. Sorry, anti-air. We've got some SPGs. It just doesn't feel like it's going to go particularly well. But I do think I really want to think about this. I do have some cover and concealment here, but not particularly much. That's a much better position. But it may just be worth trying. But I think I'll have them positioned there. We'll see how that goes. But at least that gives me a kill zone. So, yeah, we'll just go with that then. Okay. So I don't think it's going to particularly work out well, but I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, you can see there we have an enemy helicopter spotted already. It does sound like armor. I never noticed you could see it down here, actually. That'd be really handy. I really do like this game. I'm not as familiar with the game as I should be, but I really do like it. It's very playable. Right. So look at a radar contact over here, which is interesting. Honestly, if we gain enough time, I may be able to have my forces dig in a little bit more. If they could improve their positions, that'd be excellent. But I don't think it's going to happen. We're seeing a radar contact over here, which is classified. Yep, so we have a helicopter. Honestly, it's very useful to be able to have that on radar. So they're moving around this sort of area here. Probably reconnaissance. Right, okay. Nothing right now. I can tell these forces just to hold here. They may begin to improve their positions. I am a little bit worried about how this is going to go, but there's not much else I can really do at this point. I am thinking about potentially putting some mortar over here, but I don't want to waste any munitions yet. We did just see something over here, actually, just for a minute. Right, so I see something around this area here. Right. I could have sworn that, yeah, we do have a second contact over here, then. Right, so these are tanks, okay? So we've got to engage in with the... Yeah, the Jaguar 2s are doing a good job. I need to definitely get some fire over here. We are seeing a BRDM-2. We're engaging the enemy here. Engaging over here as well. I just need artillery fire on that position really as quickly as possible. Alright, at least these two Panzer Grenadier platoons are working together. Alright, reinforcements on the way. Right. It looks like we've actually eliminated a decent number of tanks over here, actually. Yeah, this position's really worked out very well. But I will have to move from it in the near future. I may want to have these Panzer Grenadiers move down here and have these switched around, but this position is going to come under fire very soon. But so far as yet, we haven't actually taken a return fire, which is excellent. I just need the artillery fire. Right, they are advancing on that position here as well. The Panzer Grenadiers may get involved. Yeah, looks like Panzer Grenadiers get involved here too. I really am a little weak in this area here, actually. I would have to hope that they would. Right, let's see. So they've taken that position here, but that's fine. We expected that. But this is really working out well. This is a hell of a kill zone over here. Yep, they're pushing forward. Yeah, 12% ammunition. They've used all those ATGMs there. Right, we're engaging over here. Right, that is actually pretty good. That's a hell of a kill zone for us there. Jeez, that is not a position you want to be in. There's still more of them, but the problem is we've expended so much ammunition already. Right, now we're coming under fire. We do lose a martyr there, unfortunately. Yeah, another... so we lose the Panzer Grenadier squad there. Honestly, the enemy has been weakened here considerably. Right, there we go. We've dealt with that. There's still many, many, many more. Yeah, stand off for your location, yep. Alright, okay. Well, that's gone fairly well, but I really am quite worried now. Alright. Honestly, it depends. Sometimes, if it's a more esoteric unit, then obviously I do like the actual silhouettes. I don't know, honestly, sometimes silhouettes, I'm a big fan of them in NATO's Nightmare because there's just that many counters on the field. But in something like this is not too bad. I can generally see what's going on. But no, it's a very good question, actually. Let's see, suppression, neutralize, and... Oh, just outside range, goddamn. Ooh, I should have positioned these better. Alright. Have them move hastily down here. Right, we'll have his position reinforced if I can. Okay. Well, so far so good. I mean, we have managed to take out quite a few enemies here. Do I have anything about that? Let's see. I forget where the victory is here now. Let's take a look. I think it'd be under the staff info. Operations, perhaps? Yeah, we've got contacts over here then. Oh, that's also good, actually. Being able to have them coloured is very good too. I'm trying to recall now where to find out information here. Let's see. Intelligence, perhaps? Reported kills and claims. Okay. Wow. I mean, these Jaguar 2s over here, I mean, these are claiming quite a few kills. I think their position was actually really, really damn good. I'm not too sure if I can hold after this now, but they've done a very good job. They're obviously repositioning here, but my god, they did a lot of work there. I do need them to resupply, honestly. I'm not sure if I want to move from this position here. But I think it wouldn't do me harm to do so. Well, it probably will, but I think I do want to have this position reinforced to some degree. We'll see how it goes. At least we'll have artillery support over here. But yeah, they've done a phenomenal job over this way. Okay. At least that range thing wasn't too bad. They are moving into barrages over here now. Right, they've moved along. They definitely need to recover ammunition. Right, they're moving between the platoons over here. Right, we have a barrage out. That is a lot of enemy tanks, though. That is a lot of enemy tanks. I may, in fact, want to cancel that because they are coming this way. They may be overwhelmed here. In fact, I may be overwhelmed here unless these guys start getting into action. That is a lot of enemy tanks. Alright, now they're finally starting to get into action again. Yeah, I need to cancel that. There's a lot of enemies. Righto. I do see enemy air defense over here. I'm not too sure actually. AD. I forget what AD stands for. Yeah, we've definitely seen them barrel through here. I kind of expected them to come this way, but yeah, wow. Yeah, these guys are going to be overrun here. I'm going to have to hold that position, aren't I? So we have 15 minutes to go yet. It's going to feel like a long 15 minutes. Perhaps I should have left them on call. Yeah, this position's about to be overrun here, but they have inflicted a lot of casualties on the enemy. I mean, especially these Jaguar 2s over here, they did a fantastic job. Had I had 2 of them over there, that'd have been really quite incredible. Still 11 minutes to go, but this position is about to be overwhelmed. It does look like we're seeing a lot more of it mechanized rather than the armored, but I mean we have obviously still got quite a few tanks on the field here. I'm hoping that we blunted the initial onslaught of the tanks. That is still a very large amount of enemies. Seen those Panzer Grenadiers in the north move there, but they're not going to be in position to help out, but we'll see how it goes. Oh. Okay, now, that's good timing. We at least have some reinforcements even. Ah, thank God. Alright. Motorcycle reconnaissance. Wow, okay. And where have they arrived? Oh, down here to the south. Okay, excellent. Alright, let's see. Okay. Right, we are engaging over here. But I feel like I need to reposition where these squads are, and I do not know if I'm going to have the time. Right, we do see a helicopter coming down this way. There's really not enough men over here. Ah, there you go. You can see this position coming under fire now. That's fortunate that we're already moving then. We're engaging against the helicopters over here. Right, 2 minutes since we can issue orders again, but I think honestly it's a pretty difficult situation here. Right, Sam's launching again. These M113s, I don't know. They're just not going to be in a position to really help out. There's so many enemies there. If we see them go down this road, that'd be a godsend. And we kind of are to a degree. But I don't think it's going to matter. Right, 1 minute now. Alright, they withdraw there, but I need to move those infantrymen. Honestly, I think they're going to roll through me here. Honestly, the amount of casualties they've taken here is incredible, but I don't think it's actually mattering. Oh wow, we're actually coming to fire over here. I was hoping that I may have had more time to fall back and to redeploy forces, but yeah, it's difficult. I had a fair amount of field to cover here. Alright, let's see. They may come down here, but it's not guaranteed at all. They are at least building up ammunition again, it seems. Right. I don't know really what else I could potentially do here. And what am I looking at with these units then? Do they have anything to really offer me? I'm just looking at rifles there. Right, now it appears that they may have recordless rifles, perhaps. Oh, just the MGs here. I'm not too sure how I want to use them, really. Yeah, I'm just looking at MGs. I'm not really going to be able to do all that much with that. Yeah. Yeah, there's... I don't know. There's not much I can really do with that. Not right now, don't get me wrong, they're good, but just... and it's not really offering me anything I don't quite have already. That's a very silly move, I must say. I mean, to be honest, I could potentially have them seek out the enemy out this way. That actually may be perhaps the better play. I think we had repulsed the enemy over this way. I may just go ahead and do that then, maybe try and assault out that way. Just try and hunt the enemy down if I can. At the end of the day, we may not be able to win the battle, but if I can eviscerate them, then their supply chain, that may help. Yeah, they don't need to worry about headquarters range, it seems. We'll see how that goes, but I am very much worried. Very much worried here. Honestly, they'll at least offer me a little bit more anti-infantry capability, but that's not a lot right now. If I can find the enemy's headquarters, that'd be great. Really, this is all that stands between us and the enemy just breaking through right now. God bless these Jacuitsus. Honest to God, they've earned their keep. Seen quite a few enemy helicopters around here as well now. Actually, we've seen enemy air defense. I've seen some Hinds over here, which is pretty scary, but we're not seeing as much in the way of armor now. Obviously, still a fair amount, but you know, I've got to cope somehow. God, that headquarters getting blown. Oh, thank God. Alright, okay. Right, God has granted us leopards, okay. And a gepard. I can... Yeah. Alright, that's really good timing. Honestly, this would be an amazing position for them. That'd be very cinematic. Really cinematic and also really well positioned. Right, Panzer Grenadiers coming into fire over here now. Yeah, now we're taking losses, which is not ideal. But we've got leopards, so that's great. I just need to get the leopards in position. Oh my God, there's armor here. Right. Right. That's a lot of armor. Wow. And it's going to be 23 minutes before we can even get the leopards moving. gosh, okay. I just need ammunition. I really don't know how they're going to fare down here. This is really quite nasty. Yeah. I've got to say, I didn't really see there being T-72s. I just didn't see that happening. I didn't see there being like 20 of them, you know? I just didn't see that coming. I mean, maybe these guys are in the right position now, but it's just like, I don't know if they're going to be able to resist. Am I putting rounds down over here on M24s? MI24s? I don't know how that's going to work out. We do have something over here. Okay, so that's another helicopter. Okay. Ah, that's gonna be terrifying. I don't think we have DPICM. We do have off-map artillery, but I'm not sure what they're bringing to bear. Honestly, the shit about our death along this corridor is pretty insane. If we barely... I mean, if we hold on, we are doing it by luck. I didn't actually... I'm gonna say I didn't intentionally screw over the motorbike, speaking of... do we have even more leopards? Oh my... Wow, okay. Okay, that'd be great, but could they come from here? But there's a lot of leopards arriving right now. And this is honestly like Gandalf. And this is like the Siege of Helm's Deep. It's like, I'm very happy that Gandalf's here, but I really need him here now. I've got to learn to be better with my artillery as well. I think I did make a mistake by not having them on call to begin with. Right, that's quite a lot of enemy tanks moving through the little town there to the south. But we are engaged with the Panzer Grenadiers. They're kind of facing a... well, it's an interesting position, I shall say. Yeah, there's quite a few T-72s that are not going to enjoy their time there. Yeah, my Jaguar 2 is obviously peeling off here. They need ammunition. If they can just get some ammunition, my god, okay, they'll be effective again, but there's a lot here. At least there's only a few tanks in the area. That position coming under heavy fire. Yeah, these tanks are definitely moving through here. They mean business. I bet these guys, okay, we're going to move out, man, we're going to move out and try and deal with the enemy tanks in front of us. Wait, what do you mean in front of us? What about behind us? We're like, wait, what? Or on top of us right now. Alright, they're at least providing fire, but again, I don't know. It's hard to have, like, a perfect deployment because you can't really predict where the enemy's going to come from. Alright, Dylan... Well, they're doing a fair job here, actually. I mean, this is like the best case scenario for the infantry. Arguably. I don't know if it's the ideal situation. I mean, once the armor comes in here, we'll have our bacon saved. But it's going to take time. But the infantry's doing a good job over here. They just need to survive. There's not all that many tanks over here, but the problem is I just don't have that much in the way of ammunition. Yeah, they're out of ammunition right now. So I don't really have anything to stop this. This platoon's doing pretty well, though. I mean, they are taking casualties, but they are inflicting casualties on the enemy. Alright, they will take the objective over here with a single tank. I think we could probably retake it. I mean, we do have a lot of leopards to the south here. Oh, they're even moving up on the Autobahn now? Brave. I mean, these Panzer Grenadiers over here are probably shell-shocked right now. There's a lot of enemy tanks there, yeah, that infantry's gone there. I think they were overwhelmed. Hang on, do we still have the objective? I think I'm going to lose the objective to the south there by the B2... B29, B290. I think we did see an enemy tank there, we may have just lost sight of it. Yeah, they have it. I am looking for the enemy headquarters, so I probably should go down this way. I think the artillery is the only thing delaying the enemy at this point. Alright, they're not having a great time of it. Right, they do have at least some ammunition over here in the Jaguars. Yeah, they're building up ammo, 17% now. I just need more. And we found the Mi-24 maybe up there. Yeah, G2, okay. Not particularly the thing you want to find. They're not going to be able to do anything. Right, we do have Panzer... Yeah, okay, okay. Oh my god. The Panzer Grenadiers are moving. Yeah, they're getting out of there. Right, these guys are good. I just need them actually placed to be useful now. Ah, lose the Jaguar. Ah, I love my Jaguars. Honestly, they did remarkably well. What do we have down here, then? Ah. These helicopters are actually surprisingly hard to take down here. I should say probably unsurprisingly hard. Oh, actually no, it looks like we did alright here. Panzer Grenadiers moving. Ah, no, they're still up. These Panzer Grenadiers are in the area now. Right, 1 minute time, I can actually get the Leopards underway. Oh, the ideal location. There's so many dead end like vehicles over here. Jesus. Alright, thank God, okay. I don't know if I want to move hasty or just... I may just go with move hasty here. I've got to get moving. That's a good amount of leopards, actually. I'm really happy to see them. Right, okay. Okay, good. They'll be able to move there. Right, brilliant. Right, okay. They're recovering ammunition. Yep, they need it. They're recovering ammunition as well. We lost our Jaguar, sadly. Right, we'll go with that. At least the armoured cavalry is on the way. They are moving hasty, so we'll see how that goes. But the thing is, they are moving now very quickly. We will at least see those leopards in action. We've got 27 minutes here, so this is it. I could have gone for maybe deliberate or assault or something of that nature. That probably would have been better, but I need to get my men in position now. I think the enemy's almost broken. The tide is almost broken. I just need to finish it, but I need to secure my position too. So once those tanks get into position, we'll be good to go. Yeah, Leopard 284s. These are... these ain't your grandpappy's leopards. They've gained quite a few victory points over here, though, I must say. I could probably retake them, but my gosh. Right, we'll soon at least have the armor in position here to save our bacon. They're not far away now. We do find enemies over here, which is not ideal. Could go poorly. Maybe I should have made sure they all just went this way. Oh, okay, this actually is gonna go great. This is actually great. Oh, okay. I mean, if they've actually called them out there, that'd be great. I thought they were in a bad position, but it seems no, but they are pushing on them. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I guess some Panthers, yeah. Honestly, at this point, well, earlier on we would have taken anything, but having a large amount of, having essentially like a battalion of Leopard 2s, you know, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. Seriously, if the actual Jaguar 2s just had more ammunition, they would have just kept on racking up kills. They just killed a huge amount of tanks. I'm hoping that we can break the enemy soon. But it is surprising to see that we have like second wave forces coming in now. But if the Leopard 2s can just hold on, right, we are taking some return. Yeah, we do lose a Leopard 2, which is not exactly ideal. But I didn't really anticipate the enemy being there. But, well, we've got the tanks where we need them to be, hey? Well, I mean, this is it. Like, we have the enemy's infantry here being chased by Leopard 2s. So that's not a position you want to be in. I am losing Leopards, though. 284 as well, down. Taking casualties here, which is not exactly ideal. Like, that could have been... I don't know. I thought we'd go both ways and make sure we covered it, but yeah. I didn't anticipate running into like a company of infantry. Or two companies of infantry, really, if not more. But I think we will win. I think we definitely have a numbers advantage, but if we can just... Wow, those guys are getting hit there. If we can just wipe them out, that'd be even better. Hopefully I can break their morale. But you can see here, 84%. Those leopards are worth quite a lot. It was going so well until then. Alright, there we go. Yeah, they're being fired upon. But I mean, it's completely breaking them in the south there. Yeah, there's a lot of leopards coming here. Two A1s and two A4s and some. Alright, we are moving up over here now. Honestly, we've taken losses over here, but they have wiped out two companies of infantry there. I've seen something over here, actually. Radar contacts. So probably use some MI force. Yep, that's a company gone. That's two companies gone there. Now we're making contact with the enemy's tanks. Some very close action there. I think we're brawling now. Yeah, these leopards cost us so much. Honestly, deploying them so quickly, yeah, okay, well, it looks like we do, in fact, win a decisive victory, but that could have gone a lot better. I was, like, at 90% VP. Sorry, like 90% VP of our forces remaining, and then I started losing Leopard 2s, and they're worth a hell of a lot. But that was a pretty decisive blow there. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. The campaign battles in this must be fantastic, actually. So if we end the battle now... Yeah, there we are. The enemy has suffered losses and withdrawals that seem 10%. It needs reorganised on a battlefield. Headquarters orders you to hold position or await further orders. You and your forces obtained a decisive win. You should be aware that the command considers your performance on balance to be excellent. It could have been better. But I think the Jaguars just did so much heavy lifting. But we had M113 Panzer Grenadiers in the south, like, just get overwhelmed to a degree. But I mean, it was just this absolute hero of the company that was just, well, sort of a platoon that was just rolled over. But I mean, the Jaguar 2s up over there did amazing. Yeah. Wow. So our force took significant losses, so 2% permanent, 90% fallen out, so obviously it could be repaired, but must refit. Yeah. Alright, let's see. We're getting low there. Had I not lost the leopards, I would have been up here, really, I think. But I think we did pretty well, all things considered. I thought we were just going to get rolled over at one point. Yeah, they lost a lot of tanks. So he claimed 42 infantry. I think there's AD, maybe destroy. Sorry, artillery. 44 APC, 4 AT, 5 utility, 4 healer. Actually, we did shoot down some helicopters. Didn't feel like I was having a big impact. Sent a free tank, 2 RT, 4 reconnaissance, 12 headquarters. Wow. So of our own forces, then we had 12 APCs fallen out, 4 headquarters. The headquarters kept getting hit by mortars. 14 infantry, 1 destroyed boat. I mean, yeah, it'd be very interesting to see how it would play out on a campaign. My god, that was bloody. Very bloody. Yeah, this is when I had like a number of leopards. But that's because I was running them on hasty. Had I not done that, I probably would have lost less. Right. Yeah. Some hefty numbers over here then. As you see there, BMPs. Starter at 61, 17 still running, 22 fallen out, 22 destroyed. T-72B and T-72BM. So they began with 71 Bs, 27 BMs. They had 20 T-72Bs remaining, apparently, or still running at least. 5 of the BMs still running. They had 31 Bs fallen out, 14 of the BMs, 20 of the Bs destroyed. Yeah, but obviously that'd be increased due to the fact that they can't really come back for these, or at least they wouldn't very likely be able to come back for them. That's pretty wild. But seriously, the amount of just losses over here was just incredible. Yeah, that was a big victory point over here. So I think this motor rifle company, sorry, battalion may have arrived there. I think actually it mentioned regiment there, so I think this motor rifle regiment arrived at the right time to kill some leopards, but had we had the leopard set up, or maybe set on a more sophisticated order, we could have done something. Alright, so we did see the self-propelled over here. Had we found them, maybe I could have done something about that. I don't know what I could have done about it. I don't think I really could have done all that much. I did find headquarters out here, but I didn't spot them. Oh, there's a new Broken Arrow trailer. Wow. I need to take a look at that myself, actually. It's been a while. Alright, let's see. That's a really bloody good position. God damn, that's a good position. But yeah, there's a lot of enemy vehicles there destroyed. A lot of enemy dead down that way. Alright. We'll go to the main menu here. And let's see. Let's take a look at the campaigns then. So we have Big Red 1, the Canadian campaign, Opportunity Knocks, Czech campaign, Panzer Leader. Let's take a look at this campaign then while we're here. Right. If desired, the side played by the computer may use a battle plan. Okay. We'll go with random. Okay. So, Colonel Nichols. Welcome to US-1SN-1 Fog of War scenario. Your commanded NATO forces and have 4 hours to accomplish the mission described in your scenario briefing. Your forces are composed of 3 groups of infantry. Of units, I should say. Sorry, I don't know why I do this thing where I preemptively speak. Extensive descriptions of which are found, blah blah blah. Okay. Alright. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. Is this, looks like we have chemicals over here. Or even potentially radiation. Right, okay, these areas look to be irradiated, or at least chemicals have been used over here. So let's take a look at what we have then. So, I do love going to the order of battle. Let me find it now. Alright, so we do have reinforcements on the way. We're looking actually a good number of Cobra helicopters there. We do have some Kiowas. Okawa? I don't know how you pronounce that. Right. We are looking at a number of Abrams, Bradleys. Pretty nice force, actually. Air support. It's actually really bloody warm at 25 degrees. Very good day. No emitters. Let me go ahead and take a look then. So we have some mission briefing. Alright, here we are. So we're in command of the cavalry regiment here. You're assigned to that area, okay? You must secure more than your initial share of VPs to win. Alright, we can do that. Let me take a look at staff again then, so we have intelligence. So threat assessment then. So we can see here, the uncommon unit equipment is markedly different from the GSFG Vanguard. They seem to be operating T-72 tanks and all the BMP-1s. Their reconnaissance likely has a direct line to local artillery, according to that doctrine. The advanced guard is probably packing a whole battalion of 122mm guns with it. Keep on your toes and don't get into prolonged engagements, which is always a harder thing said. Done then said. They're expected to be the area bounded by a comm. Okay. So we want to move down this way. Alright. The current electronic warfare burden inflicted on friendly forces is medium, and enemy forces is low. This is delayed for any order transmission by 24%. The next order cycle will be increased approximately 40% there, from 15 to 21 minutes. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at what we have then before us. So we have a number of objectives over here. Yeah. So we get the idea that the enemy is going in this direction. We're obviously deployed over here already. I have my headquarters over here. Utility, okay. I could deploy over here then to take advantage of the bridge and maybe of this position here, but it depends on how much you could see. Gaining this position here would be ideal. I don't really particularly want to move through here, but I could move this way and down. That looks like quite the bloodbath over there. I can't really be strong everywhere. Oh, hang on, this map looks familiar, doesn't it? I didn't really notice that until just now. How many can I command easily? I think this would be a good position up top. Alright, so these are all considered reconnaissance. Well, I really don't have a huge amount here to work with, but we can at least have these guys deployed without worrying about headquarters. Can we not use the bridge? Let's go with that for now. Well, that said, if I could get up to this position here, that'd be ideal. Oh, that'll do. In fact, having something down here would be quite good. I don't need to worry about headquarters for all of these units over here, really. Alright, we'll go with that for now. I'll just see how we manage. Got about 15 minutes here, so we'll see how we go. Notice I've not used my armor here, really. I'm trying to figure out where to actually have it deployed. Eesh. Right, moving through those chemicals is a really bad idea. Okay, I didn't realize it was so bad. I should have really have known about that. Yeah, okay, that was it. Well, that's something I've learned there. Sorry about that, didn't realize about that. I thought them being inside vehicles, but yeah, that was really bad. Not to be repeated. Alright, spot the enemy over here. Hopefully we can get the drop on them. Over here as well. Yeah, we do at least, which is good. Alright. Obviously that didn't go particularly well. Learned quite the lesson there. Hold just for now. They may be trying to get around somewhere else here. I would at least finish that off now. I do need to relocate. If I could finish them off, that'd be great before they took the objective. Move the tanks forward there. Right, we're engaging from the position here. Pretty good. Seeing quite a few enemies over here, actually. So I feel good about having the armor sent up this way on assault order, so they should attack. Yeah, there's quite a few enemies over here. Yeah, good. It's very important to get early hits on them. That's quite a few enemies. Actually, I'm quite glad the armor's headed this way. Oh, we do have reinforcements over here. Ain't in there, Yok. Mr. Yoki man. Like KORs and Cobras, that'll do. Yeah, that'll definitely do. Have them hunt forward. Right, so we have reconnaissance over here. Those helicopters will have quite a field day, I think, especially as we see the enemy over here. So if we take a look then, in terms of like where to have the artillery drop, I'm hoping that they'll make that decision soon. But it may be worthwhile in this area, we'll see. I'll let them make the decision. Get the Abrams moving up. The helicopters should reinforce that position. Hopefully can deal with a lot of enemy there. Definitely learned a lesson. Don't move through chemical areas. Doesn't appear to impact upon the helicopters, but it definitely impacts upon the mechanized. Right, we are taking mod fire over here. Right, now spawn the enemy. Yeah, there we are. It's looking pretty good. Now the artillery barrage over here would be the icing on the cake. What's that ammunition looking like, I wonder? Not particularly high. Looks like we may see enemy artillery over there. I'd love to get the Kiowas actually to investigate that. Oh, we are seeing a second wave over here, it seems. The armor's finally moving now. Yeah, there we are. The armor's moving at the time we need it, which is good. I get you. Alright, let's see. They're not really in the position I want them to be at, but okay. Alright, now that I should put barrage orders down. Okay. Let's leave where they are. Definitely quite a few coming down from the north there. Right, the Abrams are finally moving into position. What are we looking at down here? Just BRDMs. I should have really brought the headquarters that close, but you know. There's quite a few enemies over there. I'm hoping the helicopters can blunt that. Hopefully they can just manage it. That's what I've got to hope for right now. Right, get them moving out shortly. I'm hoping that we will open fire at some point. Maybe. I'm not so sure actually myself why we're not seeing it. Yeah. I'm glad it's not just me. I was thinking that's a little weird, but I guess we'll find out. One would assume, being enemies, that we would open fire. Appears not to be the case for some particular reason, I'm not sure. All I can say is that peace was declared. Okay. Are we gonna... Okay, I guess we're gonna end with no fires. This is so random. Oh, now, okay. I have zero clue as to why now and now only. Everybody can see each other, so, yeah, I really don't know why. I'm a bit of a loss here. Alright. Weird. Bit of a weird, ending. Yeah. It's kind of weird, way to end things. I just don't know why that helicopter just... I don't know why the Cobra's just opened up randomly and nobody else is. That just doesn't make much sense to me. Alright, well, that's pretty amusing. Okay. I don't know why. That doesn't make much sense to me, but hey, you know, it is what it is. But indeed, we are just about out of time, so I believe Richard may be taking over. I'm not sure. But if it is Richard, then yeah, he'll do a good job. Until next time, thank you for watching there, ladies and gents. Do take care. Enjoy the Cold War armistice, the Cold War truce. Apparently that kicked in at the end. I don't know why. But that's... That's unusual. I don't know why that happened, as Major says that even if you change standard operating procedure, that would not explain the enemy. What can I say? Peace was declared. The true victory is the victory where you don't even have to fight your enemy. I don't know. Was this a war against, like, fossil fuels, or are we just going to be, like, showing who can win by showing off who can burn the most gas? I don't know. Until next time, thanks for watching. Have fun, Rich. Knock 'em dead.